Perfect. All right. We might get started, 6:02. So thank you so much to everyone that's joined us tonight. As Jamie said, great to see some familiar faces and names that joined us for last year. Just a bit of housekeeping. We are recording today's session. So if you don't mind, please pop yourselves on mute for the entirety of the presentation. We will have some questions at the end as well. So if you do have any, feel free to utilise the chat function. Otherwise, Jamie and myself can answer them at the end. So just introducing ourselves, my name's Chelsea. I'm the Communities Coordinator here at Bicycle Network. You'd probably see my name either on the email or on the phone if you are joining us here. Otherwise, we welcome the potential new riders that might be interested in joining us next month. And then we've got Jamie, she's the event manager for Outback, joining us today. So those that are new to Bicycle Network, we are a not-for-profit organisation. We essentially help getting Victorians out on their bikes and getting active and promoting an active lifestyle. In order to do that, we have a whole range of different ways we do that through different departments, whether that's events, behaviour and change programs, advocacy, rider rights, and membership as well. So if you are new to Bicycle Network, feel free to check out our website. We've got plenty of stuff going on there. Now, the event. So this is what you've all come for. So as part of our Escape series, we are heading to the Outback. So we have a 8-day premium cycling experience coming up at the end of next month, which includes 5 days of riding through the West MacDonald Ranges, Kings Canyon, and then through Uluru, Kata, Tjuta as well, with a whole range of different cultural experiences through the way. Through the trip, as well as some premium accommodation and obviously Bicycle Network's famous en route support. So we do have your back through the whole experience. It's a really unique way of exploring the Outback, and what sets us apart from just getting on your bike and going out there yourself is that we provide that en route support all the way through. So from rest stops to meals, dinners, so all you have to worry about is getting on your bike and exploring the Outback. So this is a little bit what the support looks like on event. So pictured here is Simpsons Gap, one of the rest stops you'll be visiting on event. So we provide all the rest stops along the way, including your snacks, your lunch, water, shade, and mechanical assistance. We do have mechanics that follow us along the ride. So no dramas if you get a flat or anything like that. We've got your back there. In terms of accommodation, you'll be staying in 3 to 5 star accommodation, so don't stress after a long day of riding. You'll be able to relax in comfort. And then we also have a luggage transfer as well, so you don't have to worry about lugging your luggage with you on your bikes. It's first thing in the morning, chuck your luggage on one of our trucks, get on the bike, and then by the time you reach your next destination, it'll be there ready to unload. You'll also look the part and you'll get a complimentary event jersey, so everyone will be easily visible on the road, and we'll be one united team. There's about over 100 of us on the road, so you won't miss us there. So in terms of the personal support, so pictured here is the team from last year's Outback. You've got the concierge team, which is myself and Jamie. We're the ones on the phones or behind the emails if you've emailed inquiring at all. And we are also there on event. So everyone pictured here, no matter what staff member, will be able to answer your questions. We also provide like the airport shuttle services. So when you do arrive in Alice Springs, we will be providing that service to be able to help you transport from the airport straight to the accommodation and get checked in ready for 8 days of riding. In terms of Further personal support, like I said before, we've got on event mechanics that follow us around, as well as daily event briefings later at the night. Normally over dinner, we give you an update, obviously, on the day's ride in terms of the highlights, but also just the main points to get you excited for the next day. And then finally, on event assistance as well. So 24/7, we're there to help and most importantly, have a great time on event. And another thing as well, we do, compared to other events, we're really personal in our approach. So, for example, we do understand there's different ways to travel to Alice Springs. So we know some of our riders are flying in, they might be driving and extending their holidays. So if you do have a vehicle with you that you would prefer to leave in Alice while we go on our adventure, please just chat to myself and Jamie throughout the process, and we'll be as flexible as we can in terms of accommodating all your different needs. So yeah, please, yeah, always best to ask. All right, so the important stuff. So what is the actual riding involving? So we have a total of 331 kilometres over the 8 days. The shortest day is 48 kilometres, and then the longest day we're just tipping over 100 kilometres. So in terms of it's similar to if anyone here has joined the event Great Vic, we do recommend in terms of your bike, it honestly is whatever is suitable to you, but our top piece of advice is pick a bike that you're comfortable riding over 100 kilometres in. You want to make sure you're comfortable the whole day. So yeah, we recommend tyres minimum width of 28 millimetres. And in terms of our pace for the whole event, we do calculate it from the slowest rider being 15 kilometres. So that's a kind of a good gauge to see whether you're up for the challenge. But yeah, it's a very much a tour holiday. So with that in mind, of that you can ride along, you can stop if there's an attraction and kind of take your time there. E-bikes are welcome and they're very popular, and it's great to see them. More people, hesitant about riding, but the e-bikes allow them the chance and the confidence to get out there and have those adventures. So if you are thinking about an e-bike, you're more than welcome to bring it along. Jamie will touch on e-bikes, about transporting them to and from event, as if you are flying, that's just something to take into consideration with a battery, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, in terms of the entire ride, it is mostly flat riding. You are going to be riding majority on bitumen, but keep in mind we are riding through the outback, so we will be going in between rest stops. Just expect a little bit of dirt and dust here and there. So yeah, but mostly flat riding and bitumen. Cool. So ticket options. So currently we have 102 riders that are joining us next month, and we have 13 spots available, so only 13. So you can see on here we have the option to upgrade to a deluxe package. They are all currently sold out, so we do have your 5 spots for your twin room, so they're really ideal for if you're solo traveling or you're traveling with a friend. That's the best option for you. Keep in mind, if you are solo traveling, we obviously do welcome everyone to come along. Keep in mind though, we will partner you with someone of the same gender and a similar age, so that's the only applicable to those that are traveling solo. But if you are joining a friend, you can request obviously to be partnered with your friend as well. So in terms of the tickets, yeah, that includes like your breakfast, your morning tea, your lunch, dinner, all sorted. And then obviously you've got your complimentary bike transport from Melbourne, as well as from Alice Springs back to Melbourne as well. And keep in mind, flights are not included, and that's something that you will need to source yourself. The other ticket option that is available is the double room, so 8 spots left with that one. They're perfect for if you're a couple joining or you don't mind sharing one bed. So yeah, something to just to split them between and separate is the twin room. You've got 2 double beds, and then the double room option, you've got 1 double bed. So that's just something to keep in mind. But again, if you're not sure which one's the right one for you, you're more than welcome to contact us as well. As mentioned before, our deluxe upgrades are sold out, but just so you know, for context, the difference between the premium ticket and the deluxe is that with the deluxe, you get 3 nights accommodation upgrade in Yulara, staying at Sails in the desert. That's a really popular one to stay in a real iconic resort for Yulara. And also included in this ticket option is the helicopter ride is complimentary at Kings Canyon. So yeah, just reiterating, only 5 spots left for the twin room and then only 8 spots left for the double room. As mentioned on the screen, please call the team, so that's myself and Jamie, to secure the ticket. We did once have it where you could do it online, but with these final tickets, we want to make sure that you're sorted as best as you can. All right, so in terms of accommodation, so we start off in Alice Springs at the Mercure Resort, and then we will be staying at the Kings Canyon Resort in Kings Canyon, obviously, and then in Yulara we will be the premium ticket holders. They will be staying at the Lost Camel, which is a more of your, I guess, your standard resort. But if, for those deluxe tickets, people will be staying in Sails in the desert. Don't stress though, we will be having a buffet breakfast no matter what ticket holder you are at the Sails in the desert. So you'll be able to experience some sort of, unique experience at Sails in the desert there every morning. I'll hand it over to Jamie.
Perfect. Thank you, Chelsea. And for those that have joined us a little bit late, that's totally okay and welcome. And we are recording this session and we'll share it as well when we touch base with you all following this info night, so you can rewatch what you may have missed at the start. So there are many included experiences in this event, which is wonderful, and many cultural experiences of significance as well. So the first one is Stanley Chasm. So that has actually recently just won an award for being one of the amazing cultural experiences in the NT. So that came 3rd, I believe, I just saw. So that's really wonderful that we get to go and experience that one together. Followed by Simpsons Gap. So that is pictured at the top left there. So that is a really wonderful place to go visit, and that is also where we have one of our rest stops for one of our days riding. So you'll get to take your time to eat your lunch and go for a walk and explore this wonderful area. When we move on to Kings Canyon region, there are a few optional walks that you can do. So the big one is the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. So that is a 6-kilometre loop walk. It's just reasonable fitness is required for that one, and there is a very steep descent to begin with. I will warn you for that. It's about 100 stairs going straight up to get you started, but I tell you, the view is worth it once you get to the top. There's also the Kings Creek Walk. If a 6K walk with some steep walking isn't ideal for you, this one goes through the base of the canyon, and again, that one's really stunning, and you really get to take it in as the canyon sort of all around you. When we go to Yulara, which is near Uluru Tjuta National Park, we'll all get to share the Field of Lights breakfast experience together, and this one is stunning. So I'll touch on more than those ones a bit later in the piece as well. So essentially all these wonderful experiences are included in your ticket price, and we get to do that all together. Then there are some optional experiences as well. So Chelsea did touch on this before. There are some helicopter rides. So there are a few spots left. So if you are interested in seeing the Kings Canyon from bird's eye view as well, then this is definitely an experience for you. There are the Bush Foods Experience in the Gardens walk tours as well, but they are unfortunately sold out at the moment. When you're in Yulara, you have the option to spend an afternoon going on a few activities as well. So one of those options is the Sunset Camel Tour. So again, this one's a really popular tour. You get to spend a couple of hours out with tour guides exploring the area while on a camel. We've also got the Kings Canyon Sunrise Light Towers, the Uluru Segway Tour, and the Gallery of Central Australia. So again, I will touch on those a bit further down the track as well. So packing and unpacking your bike. So the Bicycle Network team will be there when you arrive in Alice Springs to help you reassemble your bike. And if you do have a bit of difficulty packing down your bike before you even leave to arrive to Alice Springs, most bike shops are definitely there to assist and can help you in doing so. And then if you are after bike transport, unfortunately this is only for Melbourne only, and this is just because Bicycle Network is based in Melbourne and this is where our truck with all our event gear will be leaving from. We can offer complimentary transport for your bike to get it up to Alice Springs, and this can just take away then, you know, the pressure of having to fly with your bike or fit it in a vehicle or anything like that. So we're not going to charge you any extra for that as well. And our depot for where this gets dropped off is in Sunshine North. The official website, the website will have the address for you there. And for us to transport your bike, we do ask that it is boxed or bagged, and that is because it does spend a couple of days on the back of a truck. So just, you know, we want to make sure it gets there well protected, and then we'll help you at the other end to put that back together. So we do have these drop-off dates pre-event, so they are coming up quite soon. So they're about a week and a half before we actually go, and that's because the truck needs some time to get up to Alice Springs beforehand. And then same on the return post-event, you can collect your bikes on the Saturday or Wednesday post-event on those dates there between 9 and 12. We do understand some of you may, you know, be working or have difficulty getting there at these times. So unless you've got you know, a family or friend that can assist you with this, please, yeah, again, reach out and we can see what we can do to help. But we really would like, you know, if you can do it within these times, it is greatly appreciated. Yeah, thank you. So if you are riding an e-bike, that is totally okay. We love e-bikes here at Bicycle Network, and we're finding more and more people are riding them on our events as well. So our e-bikes can definitely be sagged, and if that's the first time you've heard that term, that means that's the sag wagon bus that will follow the last rider. So in case you have a medical incident or anything like that, or just simply had enough for the day, you can get on our 12-seater bus, and we've got a trailer to put your bike on to get you the rest of the way. Charging of batteries as well can easily be done in your rooms, or sometimes at some of the hotels we have got a room where we'll keep all your bikes, and there'll be charging available there as well. So just chat to the team when you arrive to a new hotel, and we'll let you know if you need to take your bike or battery to your room, or whether we've got a separate room sorted for that stay there as well. So flying with e-bikes can be a bit tricky. So is definitely best. First step is to check who you're flying with and see what their rules and regulations are in regards to flying with an e-bike battery. More often than not, they're not allowed on planes. So then we do recommend, if you are Melbourne based and plan on using an e-bike, that you do utilise our bike transport, as that way we'll get it up there for you and back with no problem at all. Riders from another state, it does make it a bit more difficult. So another option is to hire from our partner from Rent My Bike. So we've partnered with them for a couple of years now, and they are based in Victoria. So Bicycle Network will get that bike from Rent My Bike for you, and we'll also bring that to Alice, make sure it's built for you, and then and do the reverse on the way back home. And they do have standard commuter and e-bikes available to rent. So if you're after those details, please just email us and we can put you in touch with all those details there. So now for the really fun stuff, which is what we're going to do day to day. So I do feel very lucky and privileged to say this will be my third time going to the Outback, and I cannot be more excited to be going back. I do feel like every time I go, I see new beautiful sunsets, new beautiful colours, and it's just, I'm always in awe of how beautiful this country can be. So I'm really excited to share this with you all if this is your first time going. So day one is on the Saturday, and that is arriving to Alice Springs. So there's not much planned for this day. So we asked if you can try and arrive between the hours of 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. That is so you can check into your hotels and get yourself sorted for the day. We'll have our team there to help you put your bike back together and just make sure it's all ready to go for the first day of riding. We'll have a coach that will take us to Earth Sanctuary. So this is where we'll enjoy a beautiful outdoor dinner, and have some stargazing and sort of like a real bush food immersive experience as well with the menu that night. So we're really looking forward to that one, and that is a new addition to this event as well. It's a really great opportunity to meet all your fellow riding companions and also all the Bicycle Network support team that you're going to spend the next 8 days with as well. So day 2 is Sunday, and that'll be the first day of riding. So we are riding from Glen, Helen, which is pictured there, to Ellery Creek. So this is definitely probably going to be, when I say the toughest day, I do say that with a bit of an asterisk. There's not many hills out in the outback, but there are still rolling, undulating hills as well. So this is a day that's a bit up and down, but definitely a lot of fun and very achievable. So we'll start out at Glen Helen, enjoy some morning tea, and then we've got a few stops along the way. So you'll get to explore Ormiston Gorge, get to explore the Orca Pits, and then we'll finish at the Ellery Creek Big Hole, where you can go for a swim if you like as well. So the great thing about having Bicycle Network there for you supporting that day, that we will set up rest stops along the way, and we'll also take, we'll let you know the night before if you need to pack anything specifically, but we'll pack you know, you can give us your walking shoes and your swimmers and your towels. So when you arrive at Ellery Creek Big Hole, you're ready to go for a swim and get into a change of clothes after the really fun day out on the bike. Day 3, which is the Monday, we'll be riding from Stanley Chasm to Alice Springs. Again, this is one of the most popular days that we do have on this event. It always comes back that they love the bike path, which is in the second half of the ride. So first off, we will get on a coach and go to Stanley Chasm, where you'll have the opportunity to go for a short 20-minute walk to go see the chasm, which is pictured there. And then after that, we'll get on the bike and ride to Simpson's Gap, which again is a very iconic, well-known place in the Alice Springs region. So that's where you'll get to enjoy your lunch break and again go for a wander through Simpson's Gap. From there, you'll get to go onto the bike path, which has definitely been, yeah, like I said before, a favourite for all the riders in the past that have done this event. There's some twists, there's some turns, there's the undulating hills, and they just said it was their most favourite part about riding back into Alice Springs. So we look forward to that one. Next up, we have Kings Canyon. So we'll be moving hotels this day. So in the morning, we'll get on the coaches, we'll have your bikes all packed up on the truck, and we'll head out to Kings Canyon, which is Watarrka National Park. So this is a day where there's no riding, so we've worded it as a rest or adventure day. So it depends if you just need to give the legs a bit of a rest or if you're up for a big adventure and to do the 6K rim walk. So there are some optional activities. The first one being, as pictured there, the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. As I mentioned before, it's quite steep at the start, a 6-kilometre loop, but it's definitely, the views are worth it, and it takes on usually about 2 to 3 hours to complete that one. If that's not your style, there is the Kings Creek Walk, which is a shorter distance, I think about 2 kilometres off the top of my head, and that is down through the middle of the canyon at the bottom there as well. If you're up for a bit more of an adventure or a bit of a thrill, then the helicopter tour is definitely one for you. So we do have some spots still available for that. It's an 8-minute helicopter ride up from above. I have done that before as well, and it is absolutely stunning and definitely worth it if that is something you are thinking of doing. But there is something to note here, is that if you want to do the rim walk and a helicopter tour, you can't do that both on the same day, but don't worry, there is an opportunity to fit both in, as we know you're also on holiday and really want to explore everything that these regions have to offer. And then once you've had fun doing all the activities, we'll enjoy watching the sunset over the Kings Canyon with a nice drink in hand, and then go and enjoy dinner at the hotel. So here's, a bit of an overview of those optional activities. So you can see the prices there for the helicopter, the rim walk is free, the Kings Creek walk is free. And then alternatively as well, you can book for the next morning, which will be day 4. I think I've got that wrong, sorry, day 5. I have got a mistake there, I apologise. The light towers will be on the Wednesday morning. There's an option to complete that walk. I just realised now, sorry, I have done the information incorrect under the light towers. The price is not 115. It's probably
45.
It's $45. And this is a new experience as well that we have on offer that we haven't had in the past. It's by the same artist that does the light stimulation in Yulara, the Field of Lights, if you have heard of that. So this is his new artwork piece. So it's, definitely worth having a look if you're into art and early mornings and watching beautiful sunrises. The colours just really bounce off each other, and it's just, really wonderful way to start your day.
And on the back of that, the light towers is something, as mentioned, new. So it opens up in April. So we're going to be one of the first groups to ever experience it. So if you do want something new, definitely get on board with that one.
Perfect. So next day we are back on the bike again. So that is day 5, riding from to Kings Creek Station from where we've been staying that night. So this is again where you have the option that if you didn't do the Kings Canyon Rim Walk the day before because you did the helicopter ride or did an alternative activity, then this is your opportunity to do the walk there. So we have allowed time. It's a shorter ride day. We'll set you off a bit earlier if you do plan to do the walk to fit it all in. And I definitely recommend, picking at least one time slot to go experience, the wonderful Kings Canyon. There is another optional walk at Kathleen Springs in case you have done the rim walk the day before, but you still want to go stretch the legs and get off the saddle for a bit. Then the Kathleen Springs walk is definitely one for you. And then once you get to Kings Creek Station, we'll enjoy some lunch before getting on the coaches and travelling to Yulara, which is in Uluru, Kata National Park. Perfect. So when day 6 is the second last ride day, and this is definitely one of the best ride days. It's just so stunning. You get, as you can see pictured there, just full view of Uluru the entire way, and it's just honestly one of the best days you could have on a bike. So we'll set off, but first, before we even get to the bike, we get to experience the Field of Lights breakfast. So that is you get to go experience the art simulation. It's been around now for, I think, about 5 years in the region. It just keeps staying there because it's so popular and just so wonderful to experience. So you'll walk through the art simulation with all the beautiful colours lit up, and then you get to watch the sunrise over Uluru, and then the lights kind of disappear, and it's just amazing to watch how all the colours interact with the sunrise, and you'll enjoy breakfast there on the sand dunes while all that is happening as well. And then we'll jump on the bikes and we get to ride out to Uluru, and we'll have a rest area out there, so to look after your bike if you want to go for a walk, ride around Uluru. We're just there to support you for the day. There's also the cultural centre out there, so do feel free to the day is kind of yours. So if you don't want to rush back to the hotel because it is just sort of an in and out ride, you're more than welcome to hang out there for the rest of the day to further explore Uluru or the Culture Centre way there, as we do just have free time in the afternoon. But there are also some other optional activities that you can do. So we've just gone over those ones, but there's some, lovely images of what you expect to see. So one of those afternoon activities can be visiting the Gallery of Central Australia. So that is free, open to the public. So they're not any limited spots at all, but it's a great opportunity to see authentic Indigenous artwork, learn about its significance, and also at times maybe see a local artist at work as well. So they don't always have someone there, but you might just be lucky enough that day that there's an local artist. We're just maybe having some sound difficulties. Can I just get someone to let us know if they can hear us or not?
Even if it's in the chat, just say whether yes or no you can hear us.
Otherwise, I'll just keep going, assuming you can all hear. We just had a message pop up saying that sound might be off, so I just wanted to double check there. Thank you. Next up is you could do a Segway tours. As you can see, those are the Segways there, like a 2-wheel device that you get to stand on. This is definitely a really great tour to choose if you are really wanting to get a guided experience of Uluru. So for the riding when we're there, You will be a self-guided tour, and there's information and things you can read and see along the way. However, if you are after a more immersed information sort of session, then the Segway tour is probably the best way for you to do that. I have seen another error of mine, and I apologise that it says free. The Segway tour is not free. It's about $130 or give or take. So apologise for my error there. Again, it's just testing me out right now. And then followed the last optional tour we have on offer is a sunset camel tour. So that is $135. We've got a few spots available. So if that is something you would prefer to do, is again, wake up, seeing Uluru in sunrise and finish it seeing Uluru in sunset. That's a pretty spectacular day if you ask me. So there's plenty of things to do. Then we come to the final day of riding. So this is the biggest day, but please don't let 100 kilometres put you off at all if that does sound quite daunting. So as Bicycle Network is there to support you, and there is the option to ride one way. If you get to Kata and you said, that's enough, I just want to get transport back to Yulara, then that's totally fine. We're there to do that for you as well. So if 100 is too intimidating, 50 Ks or however much you want to do is totally fine as well. So again, this is just another day where you just get to ride with stunning views of seeing Kata from almost every angle. And then when you get there as well, there is a short, about 20-minute, half an hour optional short walk as well that you can do through sort of the main pillars there. There is a longer distance walk, if you're familiar with the area at all, called Valley of the Winds. Unfortunately, we won't have time to do that one, but you do still get a really good overall sense and presence of the area experience just by riding towards it and then doing the shorter walk through the middle of it as well, and really understanding the size and the significance of it all. Because I think Kata is the one that most people don't really either know about or forget about. It's sort of the hidden gem of the region, and it's only 50 Ks away from Uluru. It's just amazing how these two structures are just so close to each other, and we get to see them back to back. Then we get to really finish that night and celebrate having been on this wonderful journey together at the Sounds of Silence dinner. This is really a really premium dinner where you get 3 courses. It's out on the sand dunes. You get to watch the sunset. There's also a stargazing tour that happens while we're out there, and it's just really it's a really wonderful way to finish and sort of tie together the whole Uluru Kata experience. Then the next day is where we finish up and we say goodbye. So you've either got the option of staying in Yulara if you like and flying out of there, or booking an extra night there. Or alternatively, you can come with us back on the coaches back to Alice Springs, as we know there is more flights out of Alice Springs, or you might have left your car or caravan there or something as well. So that's also a free transfer back to Alice Springs with us. Well, that is a lot of talking from us. So if you do have any questions or want to know more about anything else, please feel free to put a question in the chat box or unmute yourself and we can go from there. No, anything? Well, if that's all.
The only thing I can think of that common questions that might come through is in terms of flights. So like what time you should be arriving in Alice Springs, and maybe what time you should be departing at the end of the event. So something to touch on is that, we do provide pre-event accommodation and post-event accommodation just for an extra night on either side of the event. So we do understand that sometimes flights you can't arrange it in time to arrive on the day, so you're more than welcome to come earlier. Just letting you know though, the pre-event accommodation is currently sold out, but we do suggest you calling, say, Mercure, to organise those extra nights beforehand. At the end though of the event, we do have options for you to extend your trip for that extra night, whether that's in Yulara, or if, like Jamie said, if you do want to come back to Alice with us on the complimentary coach, you can stay that extra night in Alice Springs as well. So those two options are available to book on the website. If you are departing from Alice Springs the day of the Saturday, the 6th of May, when the event finishes, we won't arrive back to Alice until about 3 p.m. So that'll drop us all off at the Mercure, and then from there you will make your own way to the airport. So just to ensure that if you are departing that day, we recommend booking a flight anytime after 3 p.m. Otherwise, maybe it's best to depart either the next day or extend your trip. But if you do have any questions about flights and what time is best, obviously feel free to give us a call or email us as well.
Yeah, so we also do only have those limited spots available, so please get in touch with us as soon as you can if you are interested. We aren't running this next year, so this will be if you are thinking about doing this and thought, oh, maybe we'll go next year, this is the time to be attending, as we don't know when we may be doing this one again. So if that helps jump on the bandwagon, then please come join us, because we'd love to have you.
And in terms of our contact details as well, they are on our website. So just type up Great Outback Escape. You'll have our email address and then our phone number there. So feel free to give us a call, and we'll be able to answer any of those questions. But yeah, I guess we might just put it out for any other final questions if anyone had one. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up and let you guys have some dinner, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Nope, that's about it. Easy. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time out tonight to join us. We look forward to seeing the riders that have registered come up to Outback with us. Otherwise, for those new riders that might be interested, we hope to see you next month, and hopefully we'll be talking to you very soon. Thanks for everyone.
Thank you so
joining.
much. Thanks for joining us. Bye.